So what we've tried to do here is deliver a unified human capital management solution for the skills economy, really bringing together all these different aspects. But for us, HCM is a misnomer. To us, it's not really about human capital. What we're interested in is human potential. How do we help you realize the potential of your employees? To do that, it can't just be about the product. It's not just about the platform. It's also how we work together. It's about the partnership. It's about the experience that you have with Cornerstone. So we've always been focused on client success, but we're putting our money where our mouths are. We've been investing heavily, not just in product innovation, but also in client success. And so we're working on very specific objectives. We're working on better support tools, making it easier for you to interact with us and easier for us to respond to you. We're working on improving response times, counting things in very short increments so that we're able to meet your needs when you have them, and optimizing the way we manage your cases, the way you submit your cases, the way you get responses to your cases, the visibility you have in your interactions with us. And so we've done a few different initiatives to make this a reality. The first is that we have transformed our global support organization. We are reorganizing the team into work streams. They will still be locally managed. They will still be global teams, but we're specializing. We're doing what I was talking about. These jobs need to be more specialized. It doesn't make sense anymore for people to be generalists. The system is too broad. Your questions have become too complex. The needs are too specific. And so we're focusing on a technical solution group, which will help deal with any issues you're having with the platform itself, a service project team that will deal with any work orders or service requests that you have that need to be handled by us, a specialty group that will manage things like translations and Cornerstone for Salesforce and specific requirements you have around IT and networking. And maybe most importantly, and you'll see it here today in the exhibit hall, we've created an answer desk. It's going to be staffed by Cornerstone experts. We call them Corner coaches. We already have some of them today at the exhibit hall if you have any questions while you're here at Convergence. The answer desk will allow you by appointment to answer any question you have about the system. And that team itself is going to be specialized. We'll have experts in every product area to make sure you get exactly the answer you need right away when you have the question. But people aren't enough. We also need the right tools. And so we are implementing right now, literally this week, a new interactive voice response system, making it easier for you to get your case routed the right way, getting you to the right people right away, and providing more support just through the system. We're also adding a new implementation of Service Cloud, which is going to give you access to a machine learning-based knowledge base combined with a community that will give you ongoing support and interactivity. It will allow you to see updates to your cases in real time. It will allow you to quickly submit, but also get access to any help right on the spot before you submit the case. So leveraging tools, leveraging technology to make a much better experience. And the last piece of this is how it all gets packaged together. So at the beginning of the year, we announced our new client success packages that really simplify how you work with us, ensuring that you're getting all the support you need. So everything from ongoing product support to online training that continues to be updated and evolved with the Cornerstone University team, the technical support that you need, and the tools to help you continuously optimize the solution. We realize that the 4 major releases a year is both amazing and a challenge. You love the innovation, but it's challenging to have that much change during the year. So these optimization workshops help to ensure that your use of the system stays healthy, that you're up to date, that you're leveraging the tools that you have available to you. As you know, we don't have versions of the software. Everybody is on today's version of the system. Everybody's on the same instance. But everything can be turned on or off. And so there may be very beneficial features in the system today that because you rolled out the system 5 years ago, you're not using because you never turned it on. Maybe you were out when we did that release and you didn't notice that that new feature became available, and that's exactly what you need to be more effective. We're going to help you do that. We're going to help ensure, us and our partners are going to help ensure that you're getting those health checks, you're getting that optimization support, and you're getting the help that you need. And why are we doing this? Because we want to ensure your success. We have known since the first day of this company that the only way we're going to be successful is if our clients are successful. And that's why we're very proud of the retention rates that we have had since inception of the business. But we always know that there's more we could do. We always know that we could make you even more successful. And that's why we keep innovating. That's why we keep investing. And that's why we're making sure we have the right people, the right processes, and the right tools to make you successful. We don't want to limit the success, though, to our client base. We also want to make the community successful. As many of you know, in 2010, we launched the Cornerstone Foundation. I'm extremely proud of the work that the foundation has done over the years. We have delivered over $125 million of social impact. And we continue to innovate in that area. Many of you know about VolunteerReady and the work we've done around the world supporting the nonprofit organizations and NGOs that supply humanitarian aid around the world. But you also know that at least in the US, last year was the costliest year on record for natural disasters. Now, there's lots of reasons for this. Climate change certainly among them. But we're seeing an increase in the number of disasters. And as part of that increase, we've also seen an increase in the number of volunteers, which is fantastic, right? People want to help out. The problem is, a lot of times the spontaneous volunteers are not equipped to be effective in their disaster response. Right? Those volunteers aren't as helpful as they could be. So we're creating, and we've announced, VolunteerReady, sort of an offshoot of what we've done with disasterready.org. VolunteerReady is meant to help the 63 million volunteers that are donating their time and their sweat and tears to respond to the disasters that keep happening. Now, the reality is that those spontaneous volunteers, while intending to be helpful, in many cases, because they're not trained, are actually a hindrance to the humanitarian aid workers who are trained, who are trying to deliver aid. And so we've talked to our partners, and we understand that the issue is that these volunteers really need just-in-time training. They need to be trained for the disaster that they're responding to. They need to be able to access that training very easily, probably on their mobile phone, and they need to get the training from established response organizations. Right? Typically, when people volunteer spontaneously, they don't do it randomly. They actually volunteer spontaneously with an organization. So what we've done is, working with our disaster relief partners, have developed a curriculum of training and a platform to enable people to take that volunteer-needed training anytime from any device in response to a disaster. And we've made some real progress here. We already have great courses that the volunteers need on how to be equipped before they go, on how to stay safe, on how to respond, and how to be effective. So we just launched this initiative. We're working with some of the largest disaster relief organizations in the world to make this a reality. They've supplied the subject matter expertise, and they are very happy to work with you to make this a reality. So in the exhibit hall, the Cornerstone Foundation team has a booth. They would love to connect with you to talk about how, in the case of a disaster near your office, your team could be equipped to help out in response to the disaster. So something we're really excited about, something we think could have a real impact, and something that shows that the innovation doesn't have to be limited to the platform. It's really about how you use the platform. And it's something that really we hope over the next couple of days you're able to see for yourselves. There are many, many ways to leverage the Cornerstone system to make your organization more effective, to deal with the skills divide, and to be prepared not just for the future, but for the reality right now. But I want to leave you with one last thing, because we did say Convergence this year is about navigating the future, so it is worth talking for a moment about what that future might bring. And so I want to give you a glimpse into the future. We've been working on something that we're really excited about. We haven't announced it until right now, but we started a group inside the company called Cornerstone Labs. This is true R&D. We're really working on the art of the possible. This is not stuff that's coming out next release or even in a couple of releases. These are things that are looking at bleeding edge technology to understand how do you leverage blockchain and chatbots and AI and augmented reality. How do you leverage the newest, latest technology to go to the next step, to take things to the next level? So what I want to leave you with today is something that I'm really excited about. This is a technology that you maybe never heard of, called data stories. So for those of you that are in management or manage managers, you know that one of the biggest challenges today with so much data is the number of reports you get. Right? You get lots and lots of reports about everything. There are dashboards for every single aspect of your business, and it's a lot of times difficult to understand what to look at, what matters, what's relevant. Now, this is further complicated by the fact that these organizations are rapidly changing. You have lots of different responsibilities, and your teams keep growing and changing, and so it's hard to know everything about all your people. And this is particularly true the bigger the organization is, or the more senior you get in the organization, right? The bigger your organization is, the harder it is to keep track of everything going on. And despite the fact that you probably already got a report on it, or maybe 5 different reports on it, it got lost in your 200 reports you've received and can't keep track of it. So we need these things surfaced for us. We need the information not just visualized, not just predicted, but also presented in a consumable way, in a way that we might better understand it. So this technology is called data storage. So I'm going to take out my phone and imagine if today you got an email like this that said, oh, hey, Adam, here's your executive summary for the month. Now, I want to preface this with the fact that this is actual technology, and this is not just a recording. You'll tell based on the voice, it's text to speech, and as you saw from that earlier video, the voice is getting better and better. So imagine the voice here will be much better by the time this is actually released. But I wanted to give you an example of the art of the possible presented to you by Cornerstone Labs. Here it is.
Good morning, Adam. I have 4 observations to share. Let's begin with Ben Cruz, whose team is experiencing a decline in engagement and satisfaction. Employee satisfaction dropped 27 points and employee engagement dropped 21 points this past month. Both employee satisfaction and employee engagement have hit their all-time lowest scores. Average employee satisfaction since last October has dropped 42%. And for the same period, average employee engagement dropped 39%. Visit the Engage dashboard to learn more. Next, Ginny Han has a succession alert. Albert Rich is in the critical VP brand and buzz position with a high probability of loss. And Jackie Summers, the sole successor for the position, left the organization on the 23rd of May. Next up, Mark Golden has an increasing average retention for his team. Looking over the past 3 years, employee retention in technology has risen compared to the rest of the organization. Currently, retention rates for high performers is greater than low performers. Lastly, Monique Bellamy has a quarterly sales goal to sell $3 million by Q2 for United States Pacific Division. The goal deadline is June 30th, and first 15% of the sales target has been met. Additionally, 74 associates have linked goals with 67% meeting the quarterly target. Thank you for watching.
Now, really, I wanted to drop the mic and walk off the stage, but they didn't give me a mic, so I can't do it. But I got the response I needed because I just saw Josh Burson and David Wilson with big smiles. So I know this stuff doesn't really exist anywhere. That is possible. That's taking all the disparate data that exists across all of these different aspects of managing people and give it to you in a digest format that you would actually watch and gives you real actionable information. That's why we're doing this. We really are here to help you realize your potential. And what do I mean by that? I mean your organization, your team, but also you as an individual. And that's what we hope you get out of the next couple of days. This event is not about us. This event is about you. We want to make sure that you have the chance to network, that you have the chance to learn, that you have the chance to come away with something that's going to make you more effective and make your people more effective and help you be more competitive in this increasingly competitive landscape. Because the future is not tomorrow. The future is now. Thank you very much.